What's up? Welcome to the Little River. Um, the Little River is currently not so little because it's been raining for like a straight week here. It's been pouring for like a straight week. And so the river is swollen. Look at that. It's not the Little River. Here, let's see. Look at this. So I made a video here and the water was much lower. There's a rock, there's a huge boulder in the water over there that cannot be seen right now because there's so much water here. So before I actually even start, like, actually get my kayak into the water, I think I'm gonna fish this little waterfall right here, and because I know some fish like to hang out down there when the water gets really high. So I'm gonna try that first, and then head down the river. Um, but this is exciting because our water has been we've been in a crazy drought recently, and the water's been super low. So normally here specifically, when the water fills up like this, we normally find some good fish in here. So let's get in this water. Okay, to get to where I want to for the waterfall. So first off, there's technically two ways I could go. I could come over here to the left, which goes under that bridge, and then upstream or downstream. I think up that way, or the way I always go, which is down here to the right. But this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to come on this side of the waterfall and hit it from this angle and see if we can find any fish hanging out over here. Let's see. Okay, there was one along this side. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that. This is a very healthy little largemouth bass. Look how fat he is. Dude, that is a very fat fish. That is awesome. Nice little largie, big and fat. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Let's go. All right. So we found one decent bass in there. Um, it's pretty nice to me. At least I wasn't skunked right there. Part of me wants to kind of throw in this area a little bit, but I really want to get on the kayak. So let's hop down there. Let's get in the water. See what else we can find in here. I want to try something before we start heading downriver. Let's take a square bill, a little Strike King Bitsy one, so it's super tiny. throw it over to where that rock I talked about earlier normally hangs out. Well, I guess the rock isn't hanging out. It's just where the rock normally is. Or the rock always is, actually. Yeah. All right. It's a little bit of a predicament. I gotta go around all of this. Doesn't help that the current's kind of pushing me. There we go. All right. Making it past the first obstacle. All right. Let's lay down all of my poles so they stop getting stuck in these trees until we get to a spot where it'll be a lot easier to fish. Okay. All right. I'm on the log. Now I just have to get my kayak from here to here. Okay, so we're far enough to just tip it. Ooh, no. Okay, couldn't lose that. Let's make it as straight as possible. Let it slide to the water. Whew. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Not ideal at all either, but you know, that's what happens. It's part of what happens. So let's get the last little bit in and then make it so that I can hop back in. Kind of turn it. All right, now
So that's how I lost everything. um, as you saw in the video, I got myself over that log and was going to sit down in my kayak like I've done a ton of times. There's so many times I've had to get out of my kayak, drag my kayak over something, some sort of debris, sit on it, and then keep on, going. And this time, I guess I sat weird or got stuck in some way, shape, or form that caused it so that I ended up falling into the water, capsizing my kayak. It's the first time I've ever capsized my kayak. And the first time I do, I lose all of my poles. And the reason all of my poles were first like down on the kayak, like right by where my feet were, is because a lot of that river, the trees hang down kind of low, and so instead of having my poles sticking up on the back of my kayak, I have to take them down, land by my feet until I get over that log. I can put them back up behind me, and then keep going and fishing from there. It's just this time I capsized and my poles are lost in that river. So what all did I lose? First off, I lost 3 of my favorite fishing poles ever. The Cast King Kestrel. I lost 3 of them. Combos, not just the pole, but the reel too. All of them. I had 2 ultralight ones and then 1 featherlight. So I lost 3 Cast King Kestrel combos. As far as my bigger poles, I had 2 Lose poles. I had a Lose TP2 and a Lose Team Pro TI Speed Stick. And then a Cast King Royal Legend pole. And then for the reels, okay, the reels hurt a little bit because I lost 2 Abu Garcia Revo SXs. And then I lost a Abu Garcia Revo Voltic SX. Yeah, that was in there as well. So all 6 of my fishing poles. Now again, I've only been fishing for a little bit over a year. I caught my first fish of May of last year, and I've only been fishing, and now is July now, so I've only been fishing from May 25 to July of 26. And in that time period, I've collected all 6 of those fishing poles and reels, and they're all lost. But one thing that did get saved is my Yak Attack, my black box. This was on the back of my kayak, bungee corded to the back like it's supposed to be. And when it flipped over, that bungee cord held it in the water. And with that, when I flipped my kayak back over, my Yak Attack box was still on my kayak. It was full of water, but I mean, I was able to save all my lures and my tackle. So I saved these. I haven't even gotten a chance to really use these yet. I know it's a newer lure, but I saved them for when I do start buying more poles again. Some of my portable batteries for my camera were in that box, and so those are completely damaged. And then my microphone that I use to connect to my GoPro is those are gone too, because I keep the chargeable case for the my microphone in my Yak Attack box when I fish, and that was on there too. And so just to go over, so I flipped, right? And my first thought is get out the water, because the water's a lot higher. I don't know what's in there. The water was very deep. I was nowhere near the bottom while I was in the water, and I'm 6'3" tall. And with my legs stretched down as far as I could go, and my hands stretched up as high as I could go, like one, wasn't touching the bottom, and 2, my hand wasn't even out of the water. So I know that river can get pretty deep, especially when swollen like that. So I have no way of telling how deep it was. I just know it was deep enough and dark enough to where I couldn't go try to retrieve my poles. As you saw, I got out the water, got up onto the bottom, got on top of the bottom of my kayak, and then once I was able to flip it over because I was sitting on top of it, and I was like, let me just rock, and then rock it really hard, flip it over, and kind of climb on to get on top of the top of my kayak. I was able to get my paddle back. Thankfully, that floated. My paddle floated. I could grab that, and then I had to get back over that log because I had to get back home. But once I did all that, once I got my kayak right side up, got my paddle, it was kind of like, though that stuff is gone. That stuff is gone. My phone, that was a whole another thing. My phone was on there on my kayak as well, and that was lost to the river as well. So a lot of stuff was lost in the river. When I say I lost everything, I lost almost everything because again, my tackle was safe. I still have my kayak, obviously, so that is awesome. But yeah, so now I get to start over on collecting rods and reels. It might be a while before I start buying, rods and reels again. Just it might be a while, and so we'll see how soon I end up posting another video. But for the time being, I will be taking a little break from fishing, just because I don't have a rod or reel to even go fishing with. But yeah, for the time. But I do think the first rod and reel that I'll buy again is the Cast King Kestrel. Again, I think I love that so much because some of my favorite styles of fishing is both creek fishing and pan fishing, and I absolutely love targeting any type of panfish, crappie, bluegill, smaller pickerel, smaller bass. Like I absolutely love that, especially when it comes to using the Kestrel. And for somebody that's still relatively new to fishing, it's very easy to use. I am not sponsored by Cast King. I just love that rod and reel so much. That's probably going to be the first thing that I go and get when I start buying rods and reels again. So if you don't see me post for a while, this is the reason why. I guess I'll see you all soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but thanks for watching.